This is my subscriber's BMW M4, which we offered to fix.
Which is never going to be an easy job. So with that on top of all the obvious panel damage and all the airbags being on in the interior,
Dashboard's here and ready to go in.
Means that this rebuild wasn't going to be straightforward. Although the damage on this car didn't look too bad, it actually caused structural damage to the inner wing which needed to be changed. And to make our lives even harder, there was loads of upgrades which we wanted to do on this car too to make it even better for our subscriber.
Now this car had structural damage on the inner wing, every single airbag was blown and a lot more damage which needed sorting on top of that. In the last video we managed to get all of the interior repairs done, so all the airbags are sorted, and for extra safety we even fitted it with a roll cage. But the most challenging part of this repair wasn't going to be that or the body panels. We had structural damage on this inner wing which needed to be sorted, but now that's done we've still got so much more work to get this car back on the road and performing better than ever. We need suspension, new radiators, we need to repair damage on the rear quarter and all of the front end body panels, meaning to get all of this car working again is not going to be an easy job. First thing I'd like to get done in this video is getting this car back on the floor, getting it steering and get its suspension in. So we need all the new arms, a new suspension leg, anti-roll bar drop. There's a lot of stuff we need to do, so let's do it. Now you can see a lot of the arms are really bent from the accident, so the inner tie rod is absolutely mangled. This arm here is, well, it's supposed to look like this. Can you see the difference? Not good, Brev. So we need to swap out all of these. It needs a brand new set of arms for this side. That's the only thing that's going to get it driving straight. Now, as we're doing that, Levi has his own job because he's a wrapper, that is his trade, and we're not going to be painting this car. He wants to wrap this in a different colour, which he is going to be doing whilst we're grafting on the bits that need fixing.
What colour are you going?
Last time it was orange, so it's about time to do something a little different. So we're going to go stealth mode this time. Satin black, baby.
Oh, PPE!
Get me the glasses!
So to give us better access to get these off, we're going to take the metal under tray off from underneath.
Whoa.
Careful. I want to do the most awkward arm first, which is definitely this inner tie rod. So we're going to break this clip off, move the gator out of the way, and then hopefully we can get that off.
And whenever I do a tie rod, I always find it easiest to lock the car in the direction that you're working on, because then that means that it pokes out further, meaning that you can actually get your spanners on it.
Right, now this isn't the perfect tool for the job, but I haven't got a set of spanners which ranges into like massive sizes like these, and these have never let me down yet, so I'm going to use these.
So we can remove the inner tie rod from the steering rack and also replace that with a brand new one and a new track rod end too.
Oh, that's going nowhere.
And to accompany those, we've also got a brand new boot and clips too.
If I pull the steering wheel the other way, you can bring it all the way in to mount up to it.
Yeah, okay. Get close up.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yes! I know it's probably not going to be right because the old one was super bent anyway and whatever, but it obviously been set previously to be tracked and they'd locked it in, 14 threads showing from what I counted from the other one. So even though it's going to need alignment, hopefully this will put it roughly where it needs to be so it drives vaguely in the right direction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right, let's tighten that in. Right, 2 more arms to do and a drop link.
So we can get those buzzed out, but I've found it always good practice when a car's been crashed in one corner, not just to replace the arms which look damaged, but replace all of them. It's probably going to save you a lot of headache in the long run.
I'm going to have these cracked off and then retorqued when it goes for alignment anyway, because we want to tighten them up when they're under load, which is better for the bushes, but for now, tight's tight. Nice new shinies as well. Here is our new suspension, shock and hub. Now we've already swapped over Levi's coil, so lowering spring from his old one to his new one. Luckily this survived, and now this should go straight into the car.
And now the new shock absorber and hub are installed, we can start bolting all of the arms up to it.
No, we've got the arm the wrong way up. M is written the wrong way up. Look, we don't get everything right every time. Get a lever bar. Always wants the hammer, don't he? Always wants the hammer.
No, you can talk to it.
Yeah,
So now we've not only got a new shock absorber and hub, but all the arms have been replaced and it's looking a lot better. But one thing that isn't is the windscreen, because that's smashed and that needs replacing. And that is why we had Archie from AGM Windscreens pop round, so he could remove the old broken one and replace it with a nice fresh one.
Alright, the new windscreen's in and the suspension is on. Now, the next part's damaged. This side rad here, we've got away pretty lightly really. This is the only one out of the ones on the front of the car which has been hit. We may get wet here, about to find out. Oh, he's weird. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, someone help. I didn't think that through. That wasn't clever. Thanks, Mickey. Oopsie. I thought all it's out of there, I can't lie. Are we going to go again? Nope.
Well, a little radiator.
It holds a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, it's still going.
Carnage.
So we're not only just going to replace this side rad, we're going to replace all the brackets that go with it, because obviously when the car was crashed, these would have been bent and we want this to sit perfectly, so we need to get those swapped out. And another part that was damaged in the crash, which we haven't touched yet, is the brake line. Now, it only had a little nick in it, but it's one thing on your car that you definitely do not want damaged. So we swapped it out with a like-for-like one, and then we can get that system bled up. But obviously before we can bleed the brakes, we need to reinstall them. So we've got a guard which goes on the back before the disc, followed by the very fragile ceramic disc, and then we can install the caliper.
Easy bleed.
Right, now it's time to bleed the brakes on the M4, and of course we're going to be using Fuchs because it's the boy, and this is some nice racing fluid, and it's going to be absolutely bob on for Levi's track days, so thank you! So here's my plan. I'm going to do like a first bleed on this one because it's had a new brake line on it and the caliper's been off, and then we're going to bleed the whole system again, starting the furthest away from the master cylinder, then working our way around, and then that one on the front will be the last.
So what we're aiming to do here is get all of the air bubbles out of the system because they will obviously impact the performance of the brakes and also the feel of the pedal too. So by bleeding the caliper, which we've had to take off first, that eliminates that, and then we can go around and flush the entire system.
Feels pretty good to me. That feels nice.
And the car is looking incredible. It's come so far in such a short space of time, and in theory now it should drive. The cooling system's plumbed back in and all the suspensions are on. I think that's a massive step forward. But our work does not stop here because there's damage to some of the panels, and ideally we don't want to replace those.
I want to see the damage on this rear quarter, so we need to get this wrap off. Well, the paint is undamaged, but the panel is mash up. But I think if a dent man has got time to spend on that, it will take a while, but it's worth doing. If they cost, I don't know, £500 for a full day, but it saves taking all the paint off it, having it repaired, all that sort of stuff, filling it, painting it, blending it.
I agree, somebody can flex their skills doing that.
Exactly, yeah, it'd be a real good skill flex to be able to save that. Let's see what they can do. I've messaged a few people, let's see who comes back and see whether this is savable. If not,
I'll get the hammer and chisel out.
make sure it's a wood chisel. Let's put all the braces on, make things a bit tidier, and then we've got some new parts to fit to the car too. I wish you could see how perfect that is. Look at that, it just dropped into place. Right, our next job is to fit up this new piece here, which holds like the bonnet latch section thing. We can see we've got one bolt left to remove. We've removed the two that are here. We've got one to get to, which is just behind the rad pack. And ideally, we don't want to take the rad pack off, so we're going to try and do what we can to move it forward and work as a team. And work as a team to get this done. How's that sound?
That sounds like a plan.
So me and Mickey worked together to try and move the rad pack just enough forwards to give access to that bolt, and once we've got on it, we can take that out and replace it with that shiny new piece.
Save it!
What's the little socket then?
I need to stop doing that. Second-hand horn from a breakers, 20 quid. We managed to get this section of wire in with a little partner, but for some reason it's got a plug on it. We didn't have the other end of the plug, so we've just soldered it in because it's really not the end of the world, is it? So we've still got a plug here, everything will be detached there. The rest of it's like normal loom. We good. And that can go there. And the only other plug apart from that one which was damaged was this parking sensor plug, which fortunately was the same as off the McLaren bumper. So I've had to do Levi solid and chop up the bumper loom from my McLaren to give him a parking sensor plug because we couldn't get one in time otherwise. So
McLaren BMW.
it is a McLaren BMW now. Did you know the McLaren F1 actually used a BMW engine?
Did it?
So it's all same gravy, so to say.
So with all the wiring repaired, we can now install the bonnet latches and also the wiring for the adaptive suspension.
Looking good, isn't it, Heath?
It's looking fine and dandy. I love this. The colour matches.
I can't tell if this is sarcasm.
No, it's good. I actually really like it.
And now it's got Ethan's seal of approval, we can now install the airbox again to make sure we're not going to get any debris into the intakes.
That goes onto there, that goes onto there. Oh, I love it when stuff just starts going back together. Oh, yes!
And the final piece for the engine bay is that beautiful carbon fibre strut brace.
The M4 is looking so good now, and I bet it feels a lot better too. If you're feeling tired, got a low mood or low libido, struggling with sleep or feeling weak, you're not alone. 1 in 4 men face these symptoms, which could signal low testosterone. Fortunately, with Manual, you can easily test your testosterone levels at home with their convenient testing kit. And the test couldn't be any easier to do. They give you full instructions on how to do it with every single thing you'll need included in the kit. All you've got to do is soak your finger in warm water, clean it with one of the alcohol wipes, use one of these Lancets to get your sample. Once you've collected your sample, then pop it into here, stick it back in the box, pop it back in the post using the included postage label to get your results back sharpish. If your results come back low, don't worry. Manual has you covered. With tailored treatment plans, you can aim to get your testosterone levels back to where they should be. Get back to feeling your best in no time. So check out how Manual can enhance the quality of your life by using the link in the description below. And don't forget to use code SLIX45 to get 45% off your at-home blood test. So thank you very much to Manual for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to work on this M4. New crash bar, and hopefully go in. That way. I can't believe how well this is going together. This is brilliant.
You wouldn't.
I think that's that side, isn't it? So it is.
Is it now?
It says R.
Well, this one said R on it as well.
Oh, as he gave us the same twice.
No. Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you know what?
BMW.
You literally said like 2 minutes ago as well that this was going so well.
Yeah, literally. Hello matey. I ordered a pair of bonnet hinges off you guys for an M4 a few days back, and you've sent me 2 right ones rather than a right and a left.
And the part numbers on the invoice is different.
The part numbers on the boxes are different.
4-4.
Yeah, one ends in 4-3 and one ends in 4-4. Well, that wasn't too bad. Hopefully they should have it ready for tomorrow morning, which is pretty decent really, so nice. Leave these bolts in here for now. Let's fit up that side that we've got 2 of. I'll take this back with me.
But for now we can swap over the correct side which we have whilst we wait for the other.
Time for a headlight to go back in. Got a wonky eye at the moment, we need to get the other one in.
Now we know the driver's side is going to work because that is the original one from the car and it's undamaged, but the passenger side needs replacing. So we've got a brand new one from BMW and we're going to try and swap all of the modules out of the old damaged light into the new one and pray that it works.
Let's get this installed. There's something about a new headlight, it's so nice. Looking alright, isn't it? Now she's looking like a car again.
Yeah. Well, I think Levi should take that.
Yeah, why not?
I'll take the glory, yeah?
Yeah, take the glory.
Or the blame, whichever way, it might blow it up, so who knows. Oh.
That's disappointing.
Is it working?
No. Well, looks like we need to speak to Kyle at Define Coding to fix our headlight issue. Because these are the original modules off the original light, so either they're broken or the new light just needs coding in. But I can't imagine there's loads that would need coding, but I could be wrong. We will see. Right, Levi's car is almost ready for some body panels, but we're not stopping with this car just there because you may recognise this face from when we built the world's Leicestershire's fastest BMW X3M. This is Dave from DRW Performance, and he specialises in making fast beamers, and we want to turn this up, and we can't do that without the help from some more air, and we need some air. So we're going to put some air in it.
The bigger blowers.
Big blower. This car's already had some upgrades, which Dave, funnily enough, did. Can you tell him what we did, or what you did, to make this safe
to be
do?
fair, we didn't do some of the other work, but we have done a lot of work on this car. So it's had crank up fix, and it was stage 2 down pipes and mid pipes already. So it's had like the main things done. So
also had some additional
so we
coolers.
fitted Wagner radiators all round. So yeah, it just needs hybrids and a tune and loads more power.
Basically, it was pretty much ready and waiting for this, so we're just helping it along its way. So let's get the car up in the air, get the old turbos off, and then we'll show you what we've got to make this even faster.
So Dave set about removing the standard turbos from the car so we can upgrade them for the larger ones, but Levi hasn't actually got a clue that we're doing this for him. So once the standard ones are removed, we can also install the uprated charge cooler, but there's another job which we need some specialist help on.
The paint on the rear quarter is not damaged, but the rear quarter itself is mash up. So Dent Brothers are here. They're going to try and see what they can do, a Dent Brother, to see if they can save that and save us having to have it painted and go through all of the drama that's involved with that. If we can get that back into shape without painting it, that is a big saving and also a big convenience too. So let's see what they can do.
Now this wasn't going to be a quick job. This rear quarter had took a good hit and it was all over the place, and getting this back into shape is going to be no easy task. And this is going to take time, so we'll check back in how they got on with this later in the video.
Right, Levi's here, but he doesn't know that Dave's here because Dave had to run to BMW to grab some bits. So I don't know if he knows or not that we're putting turbos in his car, but we're going to tell him. We'll see if he's smart enough to have figured it out already.
Surprise.
What are you doing here?
You just heard Scouser and thought.
I know.
It's in your neck of the woods.
So me and Dave have decided to go halves on slapping some big boy turbos on it for you as well. So we can make it even faster. You might have noticed there's bits on the floor already. I don't know if you clicked on, but so it's going to be even more of a monster, and it's going to be black.
Yeah,
And
so
evil.
at least it'll be faster than what it was.
But you'll have to organise getting to Dave's once it's all done, and then you can tune it, and then that'll be.
Yeah, when it's done, you can come up to us and we'll do all the tuning for you and stuff like that.
Right.
It's gonna be a beast.
We've got to make sure maybe get you some driving lessons as well.
Don't take lessons from me.
Bit of drive intuition. Big boy turbos. Big up DRW and Chris. If that ain't worth, subscribe to the channel. I don't know what is. Subscribe to mine too.
Dave's been grafting. He smashed it out, to be fair. He's got the turbos out in great time. And these here,
They're the old ones.
these are the old ones. I don't know if you'd ever tell, but that's the one that's come off the car. It's obviously been leaking a little bit. There's been something it's not been too happy with. But Dave, do you want to tell us about your shiny new DRW 1 million horsepower turbos?
So these are DRW 650s, so they're like mild hybrid. No, we do ones bigger than this, but this is like a nice fast road kind of setup. So if you have a look, that's the standard one. You can see the size of the wheel, quite a lot bigger.
And also the difference in the actual fins as well, isn't
the
there?
back end, yeah.
So it's almost like these are more spread, and also there's like two different.
A lot bigger as
Yeah.
well.
So this has got like.
So that's the main thing.
What's the word I'm looking for? It's like variable almost in the.
Yeah,
blade
just
shape.
the shape of the blade.
Yeah.
To move the air. So yeah, basically these do around on pump fuel 600, 630 horse on meth, getting them for 700 horse.
Jeez.
So
That's a lot for a rear wheel drive car.
yeah, so basically just them bigger turbo inlets.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all you need really.
And that's
some boost.
So to do a car like this, crank hub done just for safety, turbos,
exhaust work,
exhaust,
and tune. That is literally it.
There's a lot of power for not a lot of work. And if someone was to come to you and have all that done in one hit, rough cost?
So from a standard car to stage 3 with them, all the bolt-ons, you're looking like 6 to 7 grand.
That's not a lot of money for a lot of power.
Yeah, so
Fair play.
And they go well, they drive nice, really good little setup.
Let's get them on the car.
So although you may think it's a silly idea giving Levi more power, this isn't quite the case. Because these turbos are slightly bigger, they have a tiny bit more lag, which actually in the real world makes them much less spiky low down in the revs, and actually makes them easier to drive with the added benefit of having more top end power. But now Dave can get to work installing these on the car, and it's ready for some fluids.
You seen this lid, Dave? Like, look how impressive this is.
So it doesn't make a mess?
Yeah.
It still makes a mess.
I'm really bad at pouring.
Oh, he's in.
The engine is now sweet. We've got a full coolant system all plumbed in, everything's sound. I think all we need now is body panels. So we have a brand new wing from BMW because unfortunately someone scammed Levi and sent him a 4 Series one instead of the M4 one he ordered. So luckily this is already sat in black, so it's going to look perfect anyway. But let's get this on and then we can do the bonnet and the bumper and she should be looking good.
But naturally, because that inner wing was damaged, all of the wing mounting brackets got damaged too, so we need to replace all of those first, which we've got brand new and painted. And we also now have our replacement bonnet hinge for the left-hand side, which we can fit as well. And whilst we were hard at work doing this, Levi wasn't resting either. He was working around the back end of the car, trying to get everything wrapped as quickly as possible. And not only is he doing the outside of the panels, he's even doing the door shuts as well, just to make his life that little bit harder. But now we've got all the wing brackets on, the wing in theory should bolt up. It's just a case of lining it up with the door and also the bonnet when that goes on. But we're not installing a standard bonnet either, which is going to make our lives a little bit harder. Levi's gone for this carbon M4 CS style bonnet, which is definitely going to look the part.
All the panels are on, but we've got quite a lot of work to do on the gaps. This might take a while. We're officially on the home run. We have everything on the front end and we've lined it up as best we can with the carbon bonnet. We'll show you how that looks properly in a bit, but we still have some more bits to do. We've got a new ambient air temperature sensor which we completely forgot to fit, so we've got to pop the bumper off. We've got a new pyro fuse to do. Levi's currently wrapping this door. We've got one of the dent bros over there sorting out the other door, and we've only got 2 hours. We're booked in for tracking at 3:30 today. It's half hour away, so we have no number plates. We have all of this to sort and we've only got 2 hours to do it, so let's hope this works.
So we've got a lot of work to do and not much time to do it. There's still 2 doors left to wrap and one of them hasn't even finished its repair yet. We've got a lot of little fixes to do and a lot of things to try and put right.
Down and walk.
Old damaged one, you can see the tip's missing. New one, much better.
And now that ambient air temperature sensor's been changed, that should remove our engine management light. And the passenger door wrap is going down pretty quick too.
Now for the new pyro.
Which should be the last piece of hardware causing us to have an airbag light on the dash.
Right, time for the batteries to go back in. And we've got another problem which we need to sort, sharpish. And that is to do with this headlight. Everything in it seems to work because it's a brand new one and we swapped over all the modules from the old light to the new one, which were luckily undamaged. But the only thing that doesn't work in these is the angel eyes. Now, hopefully this is down to a coding issue and we're going to try Kyle at Define Coding to see if he can get this sorted. And also we've got a few other bits to sort because obviously this car has bucket seats in, we need to code out those. We've removed the rear seats and rear seat belts and that's going to cause an airbag light. So let's see how much you can fix on this quick time. Right, you ready to go, mate? I need basically all of the well, if you can for me, please, first, is the first thing I'd like to say. But we have no driver's door connected, so anything on that side is fine. We need the pyro fuse coding in if that needs doing, and the headlight coding in if possible, and anything else that you can find that needs fixing. Can you do it?
Of course I can do it.
Thank you. If you need coding, specialist coding especially, Kyle at Define Coding, I'm going to leave his links in the description. Kyle, anything you want to say?
No, thank you everyone. Appreciate all the love and support.
He's a boss.
Make sure you subscribe to Chrisslix, make sure.
There you go, you heard it here. Right, we'll send you over the things. Let's see what you can do. Bye.
And in that time, Levi managed to get the passenger door done so we can start reassembling that with the wing mirror and the door card. But we almost forgot that the engine hadn't been topped up with coolant yet.
It's German technology. It says it there, look. German technology. So you know it's going to be okay.
So I can get the system filled with coolant whilst the boys strip down the other door and build up the new one.
I'd just like to say also, Dent Brothers, sensational job. Not only have they saved this rear quarter somehow, which was a complete mess, they've also saved this door, which had a couple of minor dents in, and the original driver's door, which had a nasty one along the line. Incredible work. Now, unfortunately, they don't do public work, but they will do trade work. So if you're in a dealership in the Midlands area and you need someone who can save your skin, Dent Brothers are the people to go to. Only 45 minutes until we've got to leave. The pressure's on.
And it really was. There was so much work left to do with only a little bit of time left to do it. We had all of the arch liners to refit, the driver's side door card to get on, the front under trays to attach, but we're still missing parts that we need.
1 minute to go. We've got no number plates yet. Drop off at 3:07 for the plates. He'll call us when they're there.
But thankfully our plate supplier had booked an Uber just for these number plates to get onto Levi's car.
Massive shout out to Dally at Leicester Auto Sales. He's your one-stop shop for number plates, and he's come through with these ones for us. We've got some for my RS3 and some for Levi's car, and this is the last thing we need before we can drive to the track-in. We are a tiny bit late, but I think we can do it. Nice. Thanks, Dally. You're a lifesaver. To Donington. Let's go.
So just a few minutes late, we managed to get the M4 out of the unit and get it up to Donington to get the alignment done. And this really is going to tell the full story on whether we've managed to repair this car properly or not, and whether it's straight.
Right, M4 alignment is done, and we've done something a little bit more track focused. Is that the right way of putting it?
That'll do.
Yep. It's fast road track, because Levi's going to go and do a track day on the 25th, and we want to make sure that it's suitable for that. So can you tell me what we've done, how we've done it, and how we've ended up with this?
We have more cambers.
Yep, more cambers.
So yeah, so this car was basically set up on a road, completely stock road.
Okay.
Setting. So we've increased the rear camber, got 2 degrees, increased the rear toe a little bit, so when it does go west side, it comes back a little bit. All right.
Okay.
Front camber is one of the closest we've seen on a stock car.
Yep.
which means that top mount definitely didn't move. That inner leg is good.
Or it's that bent that's bent it to where it should be. Yeah. Nice. So it works either way.
So win-win. And then we've just neutralised the front toe slightly.
Sweet.
So he should have some good fun on track.
And it should drive straight, because before it's like this. And now it should be like this. Thanks, guys. If you need a top-notch alignment, how booked up are you? Very.
Very.
Okay. You have to wait a while, but they're good.
Because we got so flooded post previous videos, we're still getting through that list.
Sorry.
So thank you very much.
Go to Alamy Motorsport for your alignment at Donington Park and tell them I sent you. Now, back to the unit. Right, we're going to pass this section of the video over to Levi, and he's going to finish off. Yeah, exactly. You're the real deal. He's going to finish his own car off now. So we've got a faulty parking sensor we need to look into. We don't know if it's our wiring or if the sensor itself is faulty. So we're going to get him to swap it with that side and the other. See what that does. He's got an under tray to put on, little bits of arch liner. What else needs doing? Sounds good. That's solid. That's solid. That's solid.
The thing is, I'm not an electrician, so I'm looking at this repair and I'm like, could be good, could be bad.
The other thing I think we need to do actually is whip the other arch line off, because we might have these in the wrong order. I think I've just realised something, because...
Mickey broke it.
No. 2 of the parking sensors were broken. This was one of them, which came in the post earlier today, but there was another one. And I've just gone to get in the car, and I found the new one that I went to buy from the breakers. And which one is it? Is that the broken one? Get it out. Silly me, I can't believe I forgot that. I just presumed left one because it said left one.
Chris kind of.
That's right.
So too busy rebuilding M3?
No.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? Levi.
You're killing it. How's it feel to have your car back?
Very good. I can't wait for the first drive.
It was good. Just very noisy.
Yeah, I love how you took it. you took
You're not
it.
insured.
You took it and I didn't even get to go.
You're not insured, man.
So I'm going to put sport cats on it.
Okay.
I need new front splitter.
Yeah.
Because it looks very bland.
Okay.
And then we need the canyards here.
Yeah.
And then the most important thing we need to finish it off is harnesses.
Harnesses.
You can't have a cage without harnesses.
This is true. This is true. So, yeah, let's get the arch liners on. Gonna get these wheels back from the wheelman, because he's gonna take those now and do his second refurb on them to make that colour absolutely perfect. And then Levi can take his car home.
Yeah, man. Cheers, Chris.
Here he is. This is the final piece to the puzzle, now returned. So we've not only got Levi's wheels refurbed, because we had to do them again because the colour was so hard to do. It was so much difficult.
So much difficult.
And also, we have some tyres fresh for the car, ready to go on. So, wheelman is back. How did you get on this time?
Oh mate, a bit nervous.
Oh yeah.
I hate this colour so much. Yeah.
I love the colour.
It looks so good, but
they look good already.
So hard to do.
Yeah.
Is that darker? Is that better?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks more gold to me.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they look
God.
so nice. Yes. Yes. yeah. They look wicked. Right, we've got no time to waste. Thank you, the wheelman, for getting these done, and also for sourcing our new tyres. But we have to get these on the car and check out the finished result. What's the right way? It's that way, isn't it? To go with the M badge. Yes. The refurbished wheels with the new tyres are on. Thank you very much to the wheelman. If you want your wheels refurbed, make sure to check him out. His Instagram tag is on screen now. He's in Langley Mill near IKEA in Nottingham, yes? Yeah. Nice. He's the man for wheel refurbs. He can sort you out. Just one word of advice, don't ask for this colour because he may lose all of his hair. So that is now the final piece of the puzzle for Levi's M4. So before we wind up here, let's take a quick look at how this car looked previously versus how it looks now and how we've transformed it in such a short space of time. Well, there we go. One completed M4 just in 2 weeks. Not only have we brought it back to life, we've also made it that little bit better by getting the roll cage and also those new turbos on the car for Levi. And now it's just up to him to go and enjoy the car, but he also needs to get it tuned, which he's going to do on his channel, which is going to be in the description of this video too. If you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed us working on a subscriber's car, make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll catch you next time.